Billy got it bumping.
Leg drop, boot to the face, we won't fold. Put a dude in this place, he out cold. With a tombstone, grapple the waist, get laid flat. Can't escape, nowhere to go, the cage match. It's on now, when I spot him, it's no problem. Everybody stone cold till they hit with the rock bottom. Sharpshooter, I won't miss him like Bret Hart. Like Al Snow, they gon' need him a head start. I just might catch a better body than Mickey James. Get acquainted with the name, we bringin' the pain. Like Kane in the ring, all I see is red. Paul era, Undertaker, I can see the dead. John Cena putting hands in your face. 10 DBS, keep a milli on the waist. B2TF, better stay in your place or get smacked down, play it safe. What you talking about?
Welcome to another episode of Boot to the Face, powered by FullPressCoverage.com. Go there for all your sporting wants and needs. I'm Chris Rucker with my boy E.J. Reed, and we are here to talk some professional wrestling. E.J., how you doing?
I can't complain, man. It's holiday season. We got Thanksgiving around the corner. And like I said on Haymaker, I'm a fat kid deep down inside, so Thanksgiving's my favorite holiday.
Turkey, overrated or not?
Not.
What?
Man.
I never eat the turkey. Never.
Why not?
I don't like it. I don't like turkey. I take that back. I want to shout out my stepdad, Ira. If Ira's watching this, Ira is the only person that's ever made turkey that I enjoyed when he used to fry it on the back deck. It was so fucking good. But other than that, fuck turkey.
I mean, you like chicken, right? You black.
Yeah, I like chicken. It's not the same. Turkey's dry. Like, if you don't get the dark meat of the turkey, it's really dry. Like, you ain't got to add gravy to chicken to make it taste good. You ain't got to put stuffing on chicken. Chicken just tastes good because it's chicken. Turkey, shit's overrated. Give me ham. Give me brisket. Give me ribs. I'll take any other besides turkey.
I like your thinking outside of the box. A lot of people have been doing that lately with like the brisket or the prime rib.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be opposed to that.
Give me some fucking meat I'm going to eat. I don't want to, I don't know, for years now, at Thanksgiving, I go right by the turkey. I'll go to the honey baked ham, if that's there. If there's any kind of chicken or any other type of meat, or if it's just turkey. And I don't know. Sometimes I just won't even eat the meat. I'll just, the dressing, the macaroni and sweet potatoes, like, oh, that shit's way more important to me.
I guess my family was up early on the trend because we've been frying turkeys in my family since like I was in late elementary, early middle. So like I'm used to the turkey being juicy.
It's probably about the same time that my stepdad was doing, because I was in high school and a little while after that. So, and I'm about 5 years older than you?
Yeah, more or less.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's about the same time. But yeah, fried turkey, I could deal with, but not everybody can fry turkey. So just turkey put in the oven, like, no thanks. I don't need it.
Yeah, if it's like a oven turkey, man, yeah, of course it's dry. And like you said, it's pretty mid or trash. But
what's another Thanksgiving food that you think is can be like just taken off the, like, I think turkey can be taken off the Thanksgiving list and nobody would give a fuck.
I don't know about that.
I don't think there'd be any kind of uproar. You still got a honey baked ham there. Nobody's gonna be like, "Where's the turkey?" Nobody gives a fuck about turkey. It's just what you're supposed to like.
Some people like turkey though, and then you got the post Thanksgiving meals you can make with the turkey sandwiches,
and it's even drier.
Hey man, you could dress it up, put the mayo on it. Hey, you got me defending turkey. I'm not the biggest turkey fan, but a lot of people like turkey. And like I said, I like it if it's fried. But they got like different cooking techniques nowadays, man. Because you got like where you could inject it with the juices if you're baking it, so it's not dry. But like not a lot of people up on that like that.
I'm more of a I'll smoke a whole chicken for Thanksgiving before I do a turkey.
Why wouldn't you smoke a whole turkey?
Because chicken tastes better, EJ. Where you been the last 5 minutes?
Smoked, no, I mess with smoked turkey as well. Get your nice smoked turkey leg. It hits.
I tell you what, turkey I could do away with. Cranberry sauce, I think, is trash.
Yeah, you can have that.
Either way, like even if you just dump it out the can or if you mix it up and make it a whatever, like I don't care for cranberry sauce. Um, I learned a couple years ago the sweet potato pie and pumpkin pie are way different, and I don't need pumpkin pie in my life.
You were a pumpkin pie eater in the past?
I, yeah,
Ugh, trash.
I never thought it tasted just like sweet potato pie, but I did like it. And then I decided, like, I think I did it for 80 proof. I decided to buy one of each and like taste them right next to each other. And sweet potato by far was like just blew pumpkin pie out of the water.
Of course, man. That
And you
tends
know,
to be in the African American households, the sweet potato pies. Have you had Patty's pies yet?
oh yeah, that was the one I got. I got the Patty LaBelle sweet potato pie, and then I got the whatever the pumpkin pie that was right next to it was.
Like day and night.
Yeah,
I hadn't tried the patty pies yet. Everybody is sworn by them though.
they're not bad. They're not bad at all, and they're not that expensive either.
Yeah, or you get them at Walmart, so I might check that out.
EJ,
Uh,
20 years from now, when you're the elder statesman in your family, you know, you married, maybe got a kid, maybe not, you know, who knows, right? But Thanksgiving's at your house with your family.
mhm.
Would you be opposed to ordering the food, or would you have to cook everything?
I'm traditional. We gotta cook it. I know it's for the birds because it takes a lot of time, but that's what Thanksgiving is for. It's for cooking.
I don't like all the pressure. I don't want to
What
sit
kind
there
of
like
pressure?
slaving in the kitchen for 5 and 6 hours. Then when everybody's eating, you're standing there watching them and make sure everybody likes it. And it could be 15 people at your house, and 14 people are like, Rucker, this is good. That one motherfucker's like, I don't know, your turkey's a little dry. Like, go funk yourself, Uncle Phil. Like, I don't need you here anymore. You're not invited.
You know what? That's why you're gonna be dead in like 5 years.
That's cold blooded.
um, no, but I know I got a big family, extended family. Like my dad's got a bunch of brothers and sisters, and so my mom. So when we did Thanksgiving, it was like everybody bring their dish. Like that's just
Yeah.
not one person cooking. So,
What was yours?
I mean, I never cooked because I was young at the time.
Or what would it be now? Like mine would be I'd probably bring a dessert or like what could I do? See, I'm like I eat different than my family. Like if I was to bring sweet potatoes, I'd bring a bunch of baked sweet potatoes.
Mm.
Like, but I'd bring all the like sugar and maple syrup and shit that goes with them. But to me, baked sweet potatoes are fucking like that's the best way you could eat a sweet potato.
Put a little cinnamon in it, a little
Yeah.
butter.
Now my grandmother, she could make sweet potatoes taste like candy. Like there's so much
Mm.
syrup and brown sugar and shit. It's super good. Now don't get me wrong, but it's like a whole nother dessert.
Yeah, my granddad wore a bunch of hats when he was working when he was alive, and he was a cook at one point. So he taught like my dad and all the kids, my aunts, and uncles how to cook. So like everybody in my family knows how to throw down. My
Mm.
dad is the dessert guy. He always bring cheesecake, the pies and whatnot. But if I had to choose, I'd probably bring I like the collard greens, man.
Really? You take all day cooking greens, huh?
Yeah, you just once you throw it on the pot, you just let it cook.
My grandmother does the desserts, man. Like she'll have like a big, you know, those big deep tin foil like pot pans that you can make shit in. She'll make a whole peach cobbler with that in it. And then she'll make like 5 or 6 cherry cheesecakes that she makes. And then she'll just make a fucking like better than sex cake out of nowhere. Like she'll just make a bunch of desserts and nobody ever eats them. And you always get sent home with them. So this is the worst time of year to be trying to get your fucking diet and exercise regimen in charge because once you leave Thanksgiving, like you're gonna be eating sweets and shit like that for about a week and a half, and you're not gonna throw it out and like let it go bad. You're literally gonna eat it every day, whether you want to or not.
Man, you make me hungry. And that's what's up, man. Ain't nothing like grandma's cooking. My grandma was a little bit older when she had my mom. So by the time like I was of age, I could remember stuff. She pretty much retired from the kitchen, but she could still throw a good crab boil on.
Mm.
But yeah, man. Thanksgiving, man. You make my mouth water, man.
Well, EJ, I was close to your old stomping grounds this past weekend. I drove up to Charlotte to go see America's team beat down the Panthers.
Oh
And
yeah.
we went through South Carolina, and I had to stop at we stopped to get a Starbucks because it was with a white girl and she needed
Go
Starbucks.
figure.
So next to it was a liquor store, and I was like, well, let's go to the liquor store, that way we won't have to stop again, and I'll have something for when we get to your grandparents' house. And we go in, and the guy's got a fucking South Carolina Gamecocks jersey on. I was like, how did I not plan ahead to wear my Georgia Bulldogs stuff when I came through here? But we get to Charlotte, we went out that night, and it's a little neighborhood bar where her grandparents live at. It's like a little shopping center. It's a bar, a pizza place, a sushi place. And her grandparents are like, yeah, it's called Bradshaw's something or another. They're like, yeah, it doesn't really get that busy. Shit. They had 3 big ass bouncers in there when we walked in. There was nothing but Cowboys fans, like wall to wall. We were just there, it's her last weekend in her 20s. I was like, you want to go get a drink for your last weekend in your 20s? She's like, I guess. I never really thought about it. So we went out, and every 5 minutes, because I had a Dallas Cowboys like hoodie on. Somebody, oh, you come in for the game? I'm from Texas. I'm from Arizona. I'm coming in for this, that, and the third. I'm just like, I get it. We all like the Cowboys. Like, leave me the fuck alone. It was busy as hell, and there was a good night at the bar. Their kitchen closed at 1 a.m., which I'm not used to here. Like, usually here the bar will be open till 2, but the kitchen's done at 10 o'clock. Like, they're not cooking till 1 a.m.
Wow.
So I got some poutine. She got some tachos, which is nachos, but instead of the chips, it's tater tots, which is really good drunk food.
I was about to say.
Yeah. And then the game itself, man, was a lot of fun. Like, me and the guy Hoop went, and it was 80-20 Cowboys fans, man. Like,
That's how it always usually is, man. Cowboys fans travel across the nation.
They did this one thing though that I went to a Panthers game last year, so I remember it. But every time the Panthers get a first down, they would go, "It's another Carolina Panthers," and the crowd would go, "First down!" And they did that shit because they got Dallas went 3 and out, and Carolina got the ball and was like moving it, and the crowd were like, the few Panthers fans that were in our section were loud as shit. So by like the third quarter, of course, I'm like, "It's another Cowboys." And the section would go, "First down." And the guy behind us was like, "Hey, y'all might have to leave."
I think they stole that from my Gamecocks, because we go, it's another Carolina first down. They just added Panthers to it.
Oh yeah,
Jackers.
That's literally exactly what they do. It's another Carolina Panthers. On 80 Proof, we show these like fights in the stands and shit, and I'm always like, I don't understand how motherfuckers are fighting in the crowd. There was a Cowboys fan there. He made me believe why people fight, because I wanted to knock him out. Like,
obnoxious.
He was just the most obnoxious, abrasive fucking, like, he turned around and like yelled in this guy's wife's face because she had a Bryce Young jersey on. It's like, Bryce Young fucking sucks. He's fucking trash. And you can see the lady like with her hand on her husband's leg, like, don't worry about it. Just fucking calm down. Well, he ended up getting into it with another guy like 4 rows down because he was just being a dick the whole game. And the guy's wife was like, just go get a drink. Don't worry about it. And they went and like a couple ladies down reported him to like the cop that was there and like the event staff or whatever. And they came to talk to the kid. Excuse me. And the kid was he was out of college because one of his frat brothers came over there. He was married because his wife was sitting there, but he was with his dad. And his dad wasn't like telling them at all, like, yo, calm the fuck down. He was just letting them do it. And then when he went and got talked to by security, his dad ran up to go like defend him. And the cop was like, yeah, you need to go sit the fuck down. Like, we're not talking to you right now. So they gave the guy a warning and sat him back down. And the whole time he's like, can you believe that guy wanted to fight me over football? Like, how stupid. And somebody said, it's because you're a fucking prick.
Somebody said that?
Yeah. And it was just like, I don't know. It was just Cowboys fans piss me off enough as it is, but like he was just like so fucking, because me and Hoop were cheering for the Cowboys, obviously, along with everybody else, but we're all like laughing with other Panthers fans, and like the guy behind us, he's asking like where we're from and shit like that. They got up and left like halfway through the fourth quarter. They're like, hey man, be safe going home. Like, you're there watching it, but like everybody's there for fun. You're not there to like jump in people's face. Like we're not on the fucking field. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. He was just a cunt.
When you think of like terrible fan bases across the country, you think of, as far as like behavior goes, you think of like Philly, you think of
Yeah.
Oakland, or not Oakland, Las Vegas Raiders, the Pats because they're from Boston, maybe the New York teams. But as far as Cowboys fans, like you really don't hear like a lot of obnoxious behavior. We're
Right.
delusional as far as the team
Right.
goes.
And just annoying and, you know, just like over, I don't even know the word for it, but just like arrogant fan,
Yeah.
but not like trying to fight somebody. This guy wasn't necessarily trying to fight. He was just a dick, like yelling at people and shit. Just from the very beginning of it, like the way he celebrated, I was just like, shut the fuck up. Like, I was like, look, I'm not going to jail for beating up some little 22-year-old though. So I just like, I ignored it and kept to myself. But he was, if somebody would have knocked him out, I definitely would have vouched for him, you know, in court. Like he deserved it.
Hey, like I always say, have some couth. Act like you've been there, kid. Like, don't be a dick.
The thing that pissed me off though was his dad was there with him the whole time. And like I said, his dad never once said, like, calm down. But as soon as he got ready to get in trouble, his dad like jumped up and ran to defend him. Like he wasn't even doing anything. Like, are you fucking kidding me right now?
Well, that's probably a trend, Rucker.
Yeah.
He's probably enabled him his whole life.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, it was fun watching the Cowboys beat the shit out of the Panthers. That was I wish the Cowboys would have made like a little bit more plays, but it was still fun to watch. Like football's just fun in person. Like I wouldn't do it all the time, but it's fun to go once a coach. That's the first time I've seen the Cowboys play in probably 4 or 5 years, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a beatdown, but it was a weird game because Carolina, they were getting some rushing yards more
Yeah.
than I like to see. They were gashing a little bit, but the defense bend don't break a lot of those drives. Bland coming through with the pick six, that was dope.
It never felt like the game was in doubt, but it
Mhm.
always felt like it was close, if that makes sense. Like I never thought Carolina might win, but
Yeah.
like when they scored that touchdown to bring it within 17-10, I was like, okay, Dallas, you got to get serious now. And then they did that long drive and got a touchdown. And then Blaine got the pick six, and it was like, all right, we're fucking running away with it now. But yeah, it's a fun game to watch. The football looks so much bigger in person.
Yeah.
Like when they kick it and the field looks smaller.
I never heard that theory.
We were sitting in the end zone this time. Normally I sit on the sidelines, but the field just like they were on the Carolina, their first drive, they got right across the 50, and I was like, they could fucking kick a field goal from where they are right now. It doesn't look far at all.
It's far.
But yeah, it is, but still. And the other thing, real quick about the game, is I waited until Saturday night to buy my tickets because tickets were high as fuck. I think we ended up paying $280 a piece after fees and all that shit. And the tickets we got were like going for over 400 the day before. So we waited it out. While I was at the bar Saturday night, and one of the guys talking to me, he goes, "When'd you buy your tickets?" I said, "About an hour ago." He goes, "Oh, you must have paid way more than I did. I paid $1,200 for 3 of them, and we're in the 500 section." And I was like, "I'm in the 200 section, and I don't want to tell you how much I paid for them because I don't want to piss you off." And he was like, "Well, I bought mine when they first went on sale because I got scammed last year." And he had this whole fucking story, ear raping me. But yeah, so
If you're not an anxious individual, then you wait like an hour before the game and they dip even lower than what you probably pay for them.
I was watching, they didn't. The price I got for mine were probably the lowest I saw them. I mean, obviously I was on my way to the game about an hour before, but I was looking the entire morning. They weren't dipping too much lower than what they were.
Yeah, I mean, what is going on with the world? Like, if you just want to enjoy a game, you got to pay an arm and a leg. Like, what happened to the days where tickets for like 50, $100? Like, I don't get what this price gouging is happening for.
It's not even the people reselling the tickets, it's the fucking websites, like all the fees and shit. Like SeatGeek, for example, they tell you up front, like, this is with the fees and everything. This is how much you're gonna pay. You go to another website, the tickets might be, it was something stupid, like there was tickets that were $240 for two of them, right? And you click on it and it's almost $1,000, like legit, like $940 something after fees. And the fees go up with more with the price of the ticket. So if you got a $50 ticket, you might only pay $10 in fees. If you got $300 ticket, now you're paying $90 in fees. And it's like, it's the same fucking thing. Like, why do the fees go up higher? That's a tax. That's not a fucking fee. And then you got to pay taxes on the ticket price and the fee.
Yeah.
So it's just like, it's incredible. Like they like Joe Pesci said, they fuck you with the tickets.
What are like face value tickets go for nowadays? Because they sell out like that quickly. So
Yeah, I wouldn't even know. Honestly, I don't know. The only time I ever buy face value tickets is when I go to wrestling events.
I don't know how you quick to get those. I feel like they sell out in minutes.
Yeah. Normally, I mean, I haven't gone to a pay-per-view since Nashville, SummerSlam, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, I went to an
2020.
Impact pay-per-view, but as far as like a big pay-per-view, I haven't gone since SummerSlam, but we got those. We were in a suite for that. And then um Monday Night Raw and SmackDown and AEW and all that shit, like those tickets are just out there. I never get the like upfront tickets that I want, but
Yeah. No. If you can get a good seat though, still, even if it wasn't the seat that you wanted.
yeah.
I don't know. I know what like the Nashville Stadium. I know they had some blocked off, but I'm sure there were tickets left. I can't even remember what I paid for them. I can't
Yeah.
remember it was face value, but I
I mean,
don't think.
it was half the stadium. Like it was 40,000 people there for SummerSlam.
Yeah, I don't know. I know. Have they sold out for WrestleMania yet?
I don't know. I know tickets are going pretty fast. I could look it up eventually, but I don't think they sold out. I think if they would have sold out, we would have heard about it, like from Michael Cole like 4 times every show.
Make sure to get his shit in.
Yeah.
But yeah, I got to check that out to see if it's even worth going to Philly if they have decent price tickets.
WrestleMania, Philadelphia. You can get the night 1 ticket, night 2 ticket, or you can get the 2-day combo. Let's see, the 2-day combo. I'll show you right now.
Got to put your mortgage down to get the 2-day combo.
Best seats available. $10,000. You can sit section F4, which is on the floor, row 4. Or $3,000, you can sit row 17 in section F3. You know, I've always wanted to do. I've always wanted to sit on the rail of the aisle. So when they making their entrances, you like see everything. But some kind of way, like the same people I see on social media get those. But those were combo tickets. Let's go. Night 1. You can get section 240 for $177 for one night. That's not bad at all.
That's not bad. It's probably nosebleed, but it's not bad.
For 2 tickets, you're looking at $354 before fees and such. And I'm trying to check out.
Why did you choose Philly though, man? It's gonna be cold.
$425 for 2 tickets.
Okay.
That ain't awful after taxes and fees and shit. Section 240. Where the hell is that at? Yeah, you're right. That is up at the top.
Yeah.
Definitely nosebleed. Like damn near behind the stage.
Well, at least you can get in the building for, I guess, 100. You said 70 something.
See, I can't believe like oh, it's a resale ticket. That's why. I was about to say, I can't believe I don't want to do resale tickets. I just want to do regular tickets. Like section 105 is where I sat in Dallas.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember paying like $300 something per ticket. It was like $150. Me, Joey DeLorme, Marty. Right now, fucking regular seats in that section, $500 to $600 for one ticket.
Well, hold up. What section were y'all in Dallas?
Well, I'm looking at the layout in Philly, and I'm just naming where it was. In the Philly map, it would have been like section 107 or something like that. Like we were the first section above the floor, but we were
That's
literally like the last row because there was a brick wall behind us. So we were the last row, which I didn't mind because there's nobody behind you like yelling over you and shit. But our seats were pretty good, and it was like $150 each.
see, that's a reasonable price. Maybe because Dallas Stadium is bigger than Philly's.
I don't know, but I mean, it's a fucking 2-night event. Like, why are you trying to knock motherfuckers in the head?
We all know why. The almighty dollar. Shame you trying to price your fans out though.
Yep. I put out on Twitter real quick, EJ. This is something new. Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. About an hour before we started recording. If anybody wanted any questions that they could ask. And so, what the fuck? Sorry, shit's happening on NXT. If anybody had any questions they wanted to ask, we can answer. And I think I got like 4 or 5 of them before we signed on. So if you want, we'll go through that.
Hey, let's
Chris
get it.
White Sox on the Cavino and Rich professional wrestling page, which is ran by Boots to the Face, really. He says, why does Chris Rucker hate CM Punk so much? Do you think there will be any surprises at Survivor Series?
Hey, I'll let you start off with that because it was directed towards you.
Why do I hate CM Punk? How much time we got? One, because he fucking sucks. That's one. He's overrated. He's a loudmouth. He's a malcontent. He's a fucking crybaby. Nothing's ever too good for him. The motherfucker had the world title for 430 some odd days, wrestled The Undertaker at WrestleMania, and then turned around and quit because he thought he was being disrespected by the WWE. He should be the main event. Shut the fuck up. How about that? Be happy you're the world champion. John Cena was main eventing against the Big Show and Kane while I was the world champion. Okay, draw. How about that? Make more money than John Cena. I had to lose my title to The Rock going into WrestleMania. Make more money than The Rock. There's an idea. It's a business. You're a cog. Shut the fuck up. You're not as good as you think you are. You're injury prone. You can't even fucking high five the crowd now without breaking a hip. You won 2 AEW world titles and had to forfeit both of them due to injury, starting fights and shit backstage. The guy's not worth the fucking trouble. Now, if he shows up at Survivor Series, well, I think it'll be a cool pop. It'll be a cool moment. But guess what's going to happen? I don't even have to get mad that he's there because in about 4 to 6 weeks, he's going to be on IR.
Hey, man, tell us how you really feel.
And that's why I don't like CM Punk. And on top of that, and on some real shit, when he left WWE, I've said this for years, and like, I don't think a lot of people pay attention to this, but when he was on his little podcast, Roman wasn't getting booed before CM Punk talked shit about him. Vince want us to make Roman strong. If you go back and you look at the Royal Rumble that Batista won, the crowd wanted Roman Reigns to win that Royal Rumble. The crowd was completely behind Roman. And then when he went on that podcast with Colt Cabana and he talked shit about Roman Reigns, the loud majority started booing Roman. And then next thing you know, everybody was booing Roman. And it turned into Roman's not over. And Roman can't do this, that, and the third. I don't know. The guy just made it hard for somebody just because he was fucking jealous. And now look, all these years later.
Hey, man, I'm sure that Punk podcast didn't help, but you can't put that all on Punk.
If you go back and look at the timeline, I certainly can.
I'd have to have some type of evidence, some hard evidence.
You got WWE Network.
Yeah.
Go back and listen to what the crowd was doing with Roman before CM Punk did that podcast with Colt Cabana, and then go to about a month after that podcast and tell me what the difference was. Because Roman didn't change.
Maybe what the actual product was is why people turned on them, because it's maybe kept being repetitive.
Yeah, it was your boy.
Okay.
He was trying to burn the shit down before he left, or once he left.
Hey, you were paying more attention at that time. I wasn't watching at all, basically. But I've been on this show for almost a year now. So for those who haven't been listening, I guess y'all know my stance on Punk. I'm neutral. I'm not a huge fan of him, but I don't hate the guy. And if he's putting butts in seats, then I'm all for it. I mean, what I've seen from him since he's been back, because I wasn't really watching during his heyday. What I've seen since he's been back, it's been like okay. He's never put on any like 5-star matches. He put on a couple good matches. He had one with MJF and maybe a couple other people that I can't think of off the top of my head. And then on the mic, he was finally getting into his stride, like I guess a few months into it. But at the beginning, he was a little shaky. So I'm like, what's the big deal about this guy? But I mean, if you go back and look at the statistics for AEW, at least when he was on TV, the ratings were high, and when he was off TV, they dipped. So take that for what it's worth.
Chris's other part of this question is: do you think there will be any surprises at Survivor Series?
I think they already told us the surprise on Monday Night Raw. We're gonna get Randy Orton. I don't see anything else besides that. I don't know about you. What do you think?
I think Punk is gonna be there.
Nah, I don't think so.
I think they told you about Randy Orton to get you off the scent.
Nah, I don't see it happening. Yeah,
I think the surprise will be everybody probably think, well, one, did you notice the look Jey Uso gave when they announced it was going to be Randy Orton?
What was the look?
He was not happy about it because last time you saw Randy Orton, it was Jay, Jimmy, and Roman beating the fuck out of him. They put him on a shelf for a year and a half.
Oh, that's how they wrote him off TV? I can't even remember that.
They remember Riddle and Orton were challenging, they were unifying the titles against the Usos. Mm-hmm. Roman finally helped the Usos win. Then they beat the shit out of Orton and Riddle after the match, and that's Orton's been out ever since. So it was kind of good storytelling with Jay, like, oh fuck, like I finally got everybody else on my side. Now I got this motherfucker come back, and I know I can't trust a Viper. But I think the surprise will be not Orton, RKO, and Jay. I think Orton's going to turn on Cody.
All right. I wouldn't be mad at that.
I wouldn't be mad at a heel Randy Orton.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like he was going to eventually do that anyway when he was with Riddle before he got hurt. Yeah. Heel Orton is always the better version of him. But he's so over with the fans nowadays. It's kind of hard to turn him heel because even if he's doing dastardly stuff, the fans seem to cheer him.
Nico Dad on Twitter, Nico Dad 26. Shout out to him. He went to All In with me and Peteopolis, the very first All In. He says, why is Becky Lynch on the same team as Charlotte? Based on their past beef, it's kind of silly that Becky would come to Charlotte's rescue without a storyline to show that they're at least forming a truce.
Hey, I'll let you handle this because I feel like you touched on this on social media.
This is the absolute dumbest shit I've ever seen in my life. Becky and Charlotte's history and story is too big for a phone call that we didn't see take place to bring them back together. Becky's not even on SmackDown. There's no reason why Becky Lynch would come help Charlotte like that. A couple years ago, Becky and Charlotte hated each other, and they were fighting the Kabuki Warriors separately. And Asuka and Kairi were giving them that work one-on-one. And they were sitting in a training room together because they both just got their ass kicked separately because they refused to help each other. And they kind of looked at each other like, you want to do this? It's like, all right, the enemy of my enemy is my friend, I guess. And it made sense. They didn't win. And then they went back to not liking each other afterwards, but it made sense. This, 0 sense. This is just a way to get them to put Becky in fucking Survivor Series. Honestly, they should have had Damage Control or somebody like jumping Becky beforehand and making a real story about it. Now, I will give Becky credit. she did make a TikTok, like sitting there trying to write her book, and her phone rings and it's Charlotte, and she ignored it, and then it rang again, and she ignored it again. Then a different phone rang, and she finally answered it. And she's like, "All right, I got you," but
Yeah,
that's not
man.
enough. Because guess what? You probably didn't see it, did you?
No.
Yeah, I only saw it because it was on Instagram. And she just shows up in full ring gear at the end of Monday night. So Charlotte called her while she's at home in LA with Seth and Rue hanging out. And within an hour and a half, she made it to wherever they were in the United States of America and got dressed and came out to fight.
Hey, make it make sense, people. Yeah, I mean, I don't really have much to add to that because you pretty much hit everything as far as that goes. Because I can't really remember Becky and Charlotte's feud off the top of my head because it's been a while since they put them together. I remember the three-way match that they inserted Charlotte in for Mania, but had they had like a blood feud at one point?
Charlotte and Becky?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. They had the when Becky first turned on, they ended up with the last woman standing match at Evolution, which if you haven't seen that match, I encourage you to go watch it. It's probably one of my favorite women's matches of all time. They had a beef when Becky turned on her after SummerSlam. They feuded for like, I mean, shit, all the way up through WrestleMania, and they put Ronda in the middle of it. But before Becky won the Rumble, their feud was really good. Once she won the Rumble, it kind of tailed off a little bit, but it was really good before that. Like I'd go if you didn't watch back then, I would go and watch those SmackDown segments with Becky and Charlotte. They were really good.
Man, I've probably seen all of them, but it's just been so long, I can't remember. When I think of Charlotte, for some reason, the first person I think about her feuding with is Sasha for some reason.
Yeah, it makes sense. Because
And
they
then,
traded the title back and forth so many times.
yeah. And as far as like the four horsewomen, I don't really know which woman that comes to mind to me the first when I think of Becky. For some reason, I put that Ronda feud in the top of my head, and then more recent, Bianca.
Yeah.
They were fighting forever. But yeah, like you said, she did fight Charlotte a lot now that I think about it.
Peteopolis says Survivor Series is right here in Chicago, Illinois. Book a better 5-on-5 Survivor Series match to blow the roof off the All-State Arena. So what I think he's asking is book a match that Chicago people would like. Let me ask you, EJ, what is a city that Chicago doesn't like? Like Dallas doesn't like Philadelphia. It doesn't just have to be football, but like sports wise. St. Louis, would that be a
Yeah, they don't like St. Louis. They don't like I don't think they're fond of Cleveland or Minneapolis or maybe like a Detroit. That might be a stretch though. But definitely like a St. Louis or maybe a Milwaukee.
let's go St. Louis. All right. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna book, or at least I am. I don't know how you want to do yours, but to blow the roof off, I'm gonna have a team full of St. Louis wrestlers, the heels, to take on a team full of Chicago wrestlers.
Man, I can't even think of that many off the top. I know you got Randy on St. Louis.
Mm-hmm.
What is it? Chad Gable? No, he's from Minnesota.
You got classy Freddie Blassie.
So we
Could be
go like
alive
all
either.
time.
It's just like all time.
Oh,
Yep.
all time.
Mm-hmm.
I'll let you go first then.
Well, you said Randy already. I'll agree with that. I'm gonna put Willie Mack on there. I think Willie Mack would be a really good visiting heel.
Willie Mack.
You got to have Nick Bockwinkel.
Okay.
What about your boy Classy Freddie Blassie?
Yeah. He's an all time. I don't really know the history behind his wrestling, but I know he's a manager.
Oh, okay. Do you have anybody you want to put? Because I got one I want to put, and if you don't agree with Classy Freddie Blassie, we can take him off. But So far, we got Randy, we got Nick Bockwinkel, Willie Mack, and Freddie Blassie. Iceman King Parsons.
I don't know who that is.
Old school wrestler. He was the fucking guy.
So are we just gonna combine our list?
Yeah, let's just do that.
You gotta put Harley Race on there, then.
Yeah. I thought Harley Race was Kansas City.
Oh, you might be right.
Yeah, I thought Harley Race was
St. Charles. That's basically a suburb of St. Louis, and he's born in Quitman. Whatever.
All right, well, we'll take Freddie Blassie off. So our heel team is Randy Orton, Iceman King Parsons, Nick Bockwinkel, Willie Mack. Who was our fifth? Harley Race.
Yeah, Harley Race.
Pete Oplis is loving this because he's an old school wrestling fan. And then our face team from Chicago. Go ahead. You know you want to put him on there.
I mean, you got to put Chicago made Chick Magnet on there.
I want to put the total package Lex Luger on there.
Ooh. Okay. How about Larry Zbyszko?
The living legend. And just because of who he was, winning a Super Bowl with the Bears, Steve Mongo McMichael.
Oh, that's a good one. Was that 3 or 4?
That's 4. You got Punk. You got the total package Lex Luger, Steve McMichael, and Larry Zbyszko.
Why don't we put a modern day superstar in there? Why don't we put Mustafa Ali?
Nah, we put Montez Ford on there.
Montez Ford is from Chicago?
That's what the Google machine's telling me.
Okay. Yeah.
We'll let Sky Blue bring them out to the ring.
Okay.
And then
there we have it.
Wait, we got to get a valet wrestler for St. Louis. Hold
on. Who could we get from that area to be a valet?
Lisa Marie Varon.
Who's that?
Victoria.
Oh, yeah, sure.
There you go. Those are your Survivor Series teams with their I shouldn't call them valets, with their managers. That works. That's a good question. Off the top of the head that we had to do some research on. Last question that I had before the show. Cowboy Robert Custis. What up, Robert? Says, with Camille's contract coming up in the NWA, could AEW sign her and make her an instant star?
But I have to ask him, like, what does he mean by star? Star within their company? Sure. But I hadn't seen AEW really make a mainstream star yet. But yeah, I feel like if they sign her, she could just fill the void of what Jade left.
I don't think so. I think looks wise, Camille has it. Like, she does look like a star. I just don't think she's like good enough. I don't think she's good on the mic. I don't think she could like Jade, for all she lacked in the ring, Jade could talk. Jade looked like $1 million. I don't think Camille could have that package like that. Could they sign her and maybe try to move her up the ranks? Yeah. I don't know if she'd be an instant star though. I think hers would have to be a slow burn. She'd have to have like a Wardlow type push when he was just fucking killing people.
Mm-hmm.
If they did that, yeah, I could see it, and didn't let her talk. Maybe gave her a mouthpiece, put it with fucking Swerve and King Nana. It's Nana. I'll call him King because he's the man
now. Yeah, she can't really talk on the mic like that from what I've seen of her. But as far as like the look, she's got it there. Like you said, it has to be a slow burn. And then doing the Wardlow route, that's a delicate route to go, because fans could either really love it or really hate it. It's really no in between. If some reason it caught on with Warlow, or it could go badly, like well, didn't fans like Ryback? I wasn't really watching, but I've
Yeah,
heard
fans
stories.
love Ryback. My daughter loved Ryback. She was like 2 years old. Whenever he come in, she'd come in the room, fucking feed me more. The crowd loved Ryback, and then he got beat by Mark Henry at WrestleMania and turned heel the next night, and it was never the same.
Or it's a more recent example, or you could go like the almost route. People didn't really care like that. He was like undefeated for a long time. So
Yeah.
I don't know. You'd have to definitely map out the direction you want to take her before bringing her in. You just can't have her in the company without having a plan, or she will just fall by the wayside, I think.
Yep.
Good
Let's get
questions.
yeah, it was. We appreciate everybody that reached out to us. We'll try to do this if I can remember at least once every couple of weeks. If y'all keep coming up with good questions, maybe we'll make this a segment every week. We'll try not to do it on a week where we got to review one pay-per-view and then predict another one. So let's get through power rankings real quick, EJ. If you want, why don't we whoever can go first, just run through your power rankings instead of going back and forth.
Doing speed power rankings.
Not necessarily speed, but just tell your list and talk about them a little bit if you want. If not, I can do mine.
I actually wrote mine out. So once in a while I'll cheat. This week I got honorable mentions. I got the Rascals on there from Impact because even though they lost, that's why I put them on the honorable mention, because your boy Myron Reed came back for them. Now they're a trio again. And then I have Zaya and Becky for putting on that banger last night on Raw in the honorable mentions. But as far as my official rankings, number 5, the newest signee to AEW Wrestling, the aerial assassin, Will Ospreay, bruv. I don't know if you saw this. Him and the Walking Weapon, Josh Alexander, had a banger on Impact. That was probably one of the best matches of the week that nobody probably seen, because not a lot of people get access. But I was highly entertained by that match. Number 4, I have still your AEW World Champion, Mr. Maxwell Jacob Freeman, MJF. We'll get into this later. A very convoluted way to get to that match, but I guess they pulled it off. Number 3 is your new AEW TBS champion, Julia Hart, on that 3-way match with Chris Statlander and Sky Blue. Number 2 is your new AEW Women's Champion, the one and the only, timeless Toni Storm. Big win over Sheeta over this past weekend. And y'all already know what our number 1 is. Swerve Win Not Drive, for the people who can't see. Mr. Swerve Strickland and that victory in that Texas death match this past weekend over Hangman Page.
I didn't put Julia Hart on my list because I still think that they fucked up by not having her win the title the last time. She's number 6.
Really?
Yeah.
You can't blame her for the booking decision.
I'm not blaming her. I'm just saying it would have been a bigger deal if she would have won it the first time.
It's your list.
And she didn't even pin the champion.
I still got her on my list.
And Sky Blue's shorts were number 7 on my list. Number 5, I'm going to put him on here every week. Sting. Just 65 years old, man. It shouldn't be doing that, you know? He didn't even do anything like ridiculously crazy, but I'm just not a fan of Ric Flair being there, though.
Hey, man. Let the old man have his last little run.
Why can't he go and fucking do something in Charlotte's matches? Leave Sting alone.
WWE didn't want him.
Exactly. For a good fucking reason. Number 4, Becky Lynch. Totality of work for the past 6 months. Xia Li's best match, clearly. Like, honestly, I was watching that match last night and I was expecting a lot of fuck ups because, like, I like Xia Li, but she's not the best worker, but that was just a really good match last night. Got one or two commercial breaks in it. Becky's killing it, fucking making these people that aren't getting any shine look good. She ain't giving too much to where she's getting dominated by them, but she's making everybody look credible. And I love the fact she made Xia Li look credible.
Let me touch on that a little bit because I don't know if we'll go back to that. Yeah, definitely Becky does her part as far as the in-ring product goes, but I think also you got to give it up for Triple H for putting some of these wrestlers in better spots, especially for some reason he knows how to put the Asian wrestlers in good spots, because we saw him bring in Xia Li when Vince first went out, and then when Vince came back, you kind of saw her kind of fall back a little bit. And now that he's out again, he's putting Xia Li in a good position. You see the stuff he's doing with Shinsuke, with the translating in Japanese, and this is the most relevant Shinsuke's felt in a while. And then you got a whole faction that's mainly Asian women. So, hey,
I don't think it's just Asian women though, because I mean, you got to look at what he's doing with LWO also. Like,
true.
The shit with Escobar right now is really good. The shit with Dominic is good. The stuff with Damian Priest is good. Like, he's putting people that aren't traditionally quote unquote American wrestlers in better spots. So I will give him that. He's still a racist piece of shit for what he did to Booker T though.
Put that on him for some reason. It's Vince.
Nobody told him to say all that shit.
I'm sure Vince did.
And you don't think he could have stuck his nose in Vince's office? I don't feel like saying that. I think that's racist.
Has Booker T talked on this yet?
Booker T is, as for as much as I love Booker T, Booker T came out and said Hulk Hogan's not racist. Yeah. So as much as I love Booker T, like, I ain't got shit to say with Booker T when it comes to stuff like this.
But I'm sure I haven't heard of any racist behavior from Triple H besides that little segment. I'm sure he came at the Booker T. They probably talked about it before.
He did do blackface in DX.
That was X-Pac with Mark Henry, Mizart.
And Booker T didn't do. I mean, Booker T. Triple H didn't have anything going on in that one where he was acting like The Rock.
Yeah.
If you can find the unedited version of that they don't clean up for the WWE Network, go back and watch it.
Yeah. All right. We can talk about this all day. We got to stick to the subject. But like you said, he's putting.
Okay, Booker T. Let me move on to the rest of my list. My number 3, still your world heavyweight champion in AEW, MJF. I didn't like the way this was booked throughout the show. Like, it was, I don't know. I don't think MJF and Jay White needed all that. I think they just could have wrestled a match.
Yeah, we'll probably dive into that a little bit deeper after you finish your power ranking.
My number 2, your new AEW Women's World Champion. She had a loaded ass, EJ.
We'll talk about that again.
A loaded ass
as well. Yeah.
There's worse ways to lose than have Tony Storm like coming and shoving her ass in your face. That's all I'm gonna say. So shout out to Sheeta Hikaru.
Some people would pay for that.
Y'all can't see I'm raising my hand. My number 1, same as yours, EJ. We've talked about who we thought is going to be the first black AEW world champ. I don't think it's a question anymore. I think Swerve Strickland beats MJF.
I mean, they got it on a silver platter right here. This is Tony, whether he messes up or not, it's on him. I mean, I think you could string it along past this Worlds Collide pay-per-view, but you got to pull the trigger at Revolution, I think.
I agree.
Yeah. Swerve, man.
Speaking of Full Gear, man, let's go ahead and let's review that because we gotta predict Survivor Series, and we've already been doing this for an hour.
Yeah, man. Where do we even start though, man?
We don't have to cover the whole card because we talked about the main event. I was a fan of the match, but I wasn't a fan of the story. If that makes sense. Like eventually I got into it. I kept thinking Adam Cole was going to turn on him again. Honestly, I thought Adam Cole was going to defend the title for him, and then some kind of way he would end up getting the title instead of MJF. But he, and even though Cole kept fucking up and Jay White kept, it did make Jay White look bad though. The guy's on one leg, you cheated like 7 times and still couldn't beat him. And then he beat you. But a really good match, very entertaining. I just wish they would have just done it one-on-one and not had all the other shit involved in it.
I'm gonna try to be nice about this. What was that convoluted, complicated mess that they had to set up the match? Like, why? You didn't need all of that. Like, I don't get it, man. You had the Guns attack MJF after the tag team match. Why didn't you just leave it at that? Why'd you have to cart him out on the ambulance? It seems very WCW 2000s booking. Like, you didn't need all that. Have Adam Cole come out, act like he was going to defend it. If I'm a fan in the stands, I'm pissed off at this point. With all this confusion. Like, you could have just had MJF be hurt before the match. Don't cart him off. Just, old school. Just have him laboring that leg because he got hurt. You didn't have to do all the convoluted Adam Cole mess and whatnot. I think it took away from the how good the match was.
Yeah,
actually. And I hope Tony didn't come up with that. Maybe it was a wrestler that came up with that and he just gave the green light. But that's where you got to put your foot down and be like, all right, this is a little bit too complicated. Keep it simple, stupid. Like,
you got 2 of the best wrestlers in the world. Just let them wrestle.
Yeah, exactly. You didn't need all of that. So that took away from a very good card, in my opinion. And I totally agree with you. Jay White looks like a punk. He was like a chump. After all of that, he still couldn't beat him. Basically drawing it out throughout the whole night that he was going to get the title. Because when they, at the beginning of the show, they were threatening on taking it from him. They were about to literally declare him.
Yeah, he was about to get declared the winner. Adam Cole came out.
Yeah, and then at the actual match, he had the dynamite ring. Then the Guns come out. He did all this and still couldn't beat him. Like, he looks like a straight up chump. I mean,
hit him with the belt.
Still can't beat him. So yeah, he looks the worst coming out of this. I don't know how they bounce back with him after this. I don't know. What do you think?
I don't know either. I'm a fan of Jay White, but I would much rather him just wrestle MJF and lose than all that. Like he had everything in his favor and still lost. You literally fighting a guy on one leg that was in the hospital and you still lost. You literally cheated with your outside interference and you still lost. You hit the guy with the dynamite ring and the belt and you still lost. He had a motherfucker trying to help him cheat and you stopped him from cheating and you cheated and you still lost. Like,
is AEW towing the line with
Super Cena?
Yes, I was about to say. Read my mind.
That's pretty close.
I don't know, man. I just don't really like MJF as a face, man. I know why they did it, because fans wanted to cheer him, but he toes the line between being an asshole but then being corny. I wish he was just straight up like The Rock, if that makes sense. Like, you see, I don't like how he does like the heartfelt, I was waiting for this for all my life and I used to get picked on. Like, if you're gonna be an asshole, just be an asshole. You could be an asshole anti-hero.
Yeah, I don't need an asshole with a backstory. This ain't the Joker.
Yeah. So I just feel like they're kind of drawing this out for Adam to come back. And then let's also talk about they didn't even further the storyline with the devil. Like, you could have at least done that since you did this convoluted story. Why didn't you put another nugget out there with the devil? They didn't touch on that at all. So, like I always said, Tony's a good matchmaker, but not that good of a booker sometimes.
What about your boys, the Young Bucks, losing again to Kenny Omega in the tag team match?
I didn't expect that to happen, but I'm fine with it, I guess. I mean, I really don't care about that whole storyline because, like, fuck the Bucks.
I feel like if you're the best tag team in the world, which they're not, by the way, it's just what they say. Clearly, to me, the Usos are the best tag team, followed by FTR.
I mean, Usos ain't a tag team anymore, though.
That doesn't mean shit to me. They're still the best tag team in the world. They'll circle back around eventually. The Usos, the best tag team in the world, wrestled Roman Reigns, the best wrestler in the world. Man hasn't been pinned in 1,000 days or however many days it was, right? And he teamed up with their brother, Solo Sikoa. And they couldn't beat the Usos because the Usos are the best. Kenny Omega, I feel like, goes to Home Depot and motherfuckers outside waiting on a job. He just picks one of them like, hey, you want to come beat the Young Bucks with me? And he just picks a different partner. Right? He did it with Ibushi. He did it with Hangman. Now he did it with old geriatric-ass Jericho. Basically, what they're telling me is Kenny Omega can go get, what was that little kid's name team with?
Nick.
Yeah, go get little Nicholas, and he can beat the Young Bucks with them. You can't be the best tag team in the world when one other guy just picks random fucking partners and beats you. Sorry.
Yeah, and we know they got pulled backstage, so I'm thinking they're just saying, Kenny, we want you to go over, which is stupid. Like, yeah, if you're the best tag team in the world, you gotta win that match.
They got some kind of storyline going on because they both threw temper. They threw the most awkward temper tantrums too. Like,
yeah,
it didn't look good. Like, it didn't look right. Am I crazy? Or didn't, like, one of the Young Bucks is still in the ring, like talking to Kenny Omega while the other one's throwing chairs. And then he gets out of the ring and starts throwing stuff. And it's like, took his shoes off and left him in the ring. Like he was saying he retired. They didn't even put the camera on that. So many camera cuts got missed by AEW, by the way. Like, I can't think of them off the top of my head, but as I was watching, I'm like, what the fuck are they doing?
I didn't really notice it, but
that was one of them. Like, Matt Jackson was literally taking the shoes off and throwing them in the ring, and they put the camera on Nick Jackson outside throwing a chair. So they completely missed that. There was something else really fucking egregious, and I can't remember what it was. But yeah, so the Young Bucks apparently are stepping away for a little while. Whatever.
Really? That's why that's what you heard?
That's what the rumor mill is.
Well, good. Make
From
people
what I
miss
understand,
you.
they might be doing away with being the elite too, which I haven't watched that in years.
Namaste. Does anybody still watch that?
Yeah. Timeless Tony Storm becomes your 3-time women's champion. I like the match. I don't like the ending.
The reason I don't like the ending is because they try to make us seem like we're stupid. They said the ref didn't even see the thing. It was hanging down from her butt cheek
for like the last 2 minutes of the match.
Yeah, like the ref didn't see it. What? Everybody can see it.
Let's be honest, okay? Aubrey's married to a man, so clearly she's not, a homosexual, right?
I heard
you don't have to be homosexual to look at Toni Storm's ass if you're a woman.
Yeah.
Like, everybody in that arena is looking at her ass eventually. So the fact that she wrestled for 2 minutes with a big piece of metal on her ass cheek and Aubrey didn't see it caused her fucking refereeing ability into question.
Yeah, you gotta call an audible at that point somehow. I don't know how, but if you're Toni Storm and you feel it, you gotta go out the ring, tell her to throw you out the ring maybe and adjust it. I don't know. I'm not in the wrestling business, but yeah, that wasn't a good look. But everything else with the match was good.
Sky Blue, Statlander, and Julia Hart. I thought this was a good match. I think the right one won. I would rather she pinned Statlander, but I guess this can lead to Statlander asking for a rematch.
And her losing.
Yeah. Ricky Starks and Big Bill retain the tag titles. I'm with it.
I watched the match, but I wasn't really paying attention. Was it pretty good?
It was all right. I watched the end of it. I like the way Ricky Starks grabbed one belt, threw it down to Big Bill, and grabbed the other belt. I don't know why. That was something really small, but I liked how they did it.
Yeah.
Oh, that was the other camera cut they missed. When Starks hit Wheeler and knocked him off the ladder. I thought he was going to go through a ladder at the bottom. They never showed him land.
Yeah, it seems like a miss on their part.
Right. I don't know if he hit the ladder or not, but by the time they showed him again, he was like outside the ring. But they won, and Sting had a dope ass outfit on him, Edge and Darby. I like their little get up. I could do without the Ric Flair thing. That's about it. As far as I can think of the touch on for the pay-per-view.
Or arguably one of the matches of the year we didn't even talk about.
What?
Swerve and Hangman.
I'm sorry, because we put Hangman as number one. I completely, yeah, you're right. You're right. This match is kind of gross. Like when I saw Hangman laying down about to drink his blood, I had to fast forward that part.
Hangman Dracula, like I've never seen such a vile thing. I'm hoping they did all the precautions and got this man hep checked and all of that. If
I would
not, then
imagine
it's just
so.
foolish.
I would imagine they did, but that was some gross shit. You sick fuck. You sick fuck. That's Dave Channing.
I mean, that was warranted.
Yeah.
What about the interest with Prince Nana with the dances?
I fucking
That
love
was
Prince
dope.
Nana. Yeah. He has little own nonettes. Is that what they were called?
Mm-hmm.
I love that Swerve looks at him and he just looks so irritated at him.
He
Like,
just looks over it. I like the nuance of that. He just looks over like either he'll do like a smirk, like a condescending smirk, or like he'll look disgusted.
yeah, he looks so disgusted by it. Like this motherfucker here. But great match. Hangman. I felt like this was the first time I looked at Hangman Page and I thought he's a fucking badass. Like he just looked different. Or am I crazy? Like it was something small that he changed about his. I know he's wearing jeans and cowboy boots, but like I don't know if his hair was different or something, but he looked different. And then for as violent as he got too was really good. But the right guy won again, I think too. Like
Hey,
I was a big fan of Swerve win. I was scared Hangman was gonna win, honestly, watching it.
can't even remember who we picked. Maybe we both picked Swerve. I can't remember. I might have picked Hangman stupidly, but yeah, like you said, the right man won. Shout out to Hangman Page he probably could have politicked backstage for himself to win, but he did the right thing. Like I hate 50-50 booking, and they didn't with this feud because they faced each other, not at All Out. They faced each other at that Seattle pay-per-view, didn't they? Can't remember the name of it. And
Yeah.
Swerve won, and then Swerve won again, like they should. Like when you're pushing somebody, you don't do 50-50 booking.
Right.
And Hangman, he's already had the belt, so maybe that's why he's like, all right, you got to put the next guy up because I already been a champion. So why not put this up and coming star in a good position? And he's on fire right now. So yeah, I love the booking decision, love the match. And now it's all about AEW following up. And we know how that could go sometimes. So we'll see what happens on Dynamite.
Well, if you want to pull the matches up for Survivor Series, we can go ahead and run through those and get to these NFL picks. I don't know how well we did with, or how well I did with NFL picks last week. I know we picked a lot of different things.
I almost swept you in our opposites picks, but
Damn.
you did actually pretty well. But on the picks that we had different, I almost swept you. It's the damn Seahawks missed the field goals. The only reason where you got one right that I didn't pick, but you did 8-6 for the week, and I did 11-3.
That ain't well shit. You keep running away with it.
I mean, as far as like if you were doing a parlay, 8 picks, that's damn good. But I should actually bet because I picked 11 right.
Right. Maybe you ought to start gambling on them.
Maybe the Chiefs fucked us over, and the Commanders. I didn't expect the fucking Commanders to
get spanked by the Giants.
Yeah. Oh well, but yeah. So on the year, I'm 103-61, and you're 85-79. But getting ahead of ourselves a little bit because we said we're supposed to be doing Survivor Series pick.
Let's get it.
I'm trying to pull that up right now. It's Survivor Series is on Saturday or Sunday this year.
Saturday. It's Saturday.
So I guess WWE is completely done with the Sunday pay-per-views, I guess, huh?
Except for WrestleMania weekend.
Huh. Did they actually officially say why they doing no more Sunday pay-per-views?
They never did, but I don't give a fuck. I like it. So
All right. Well, so far, it's only 5 matches announced on this. Maybe they'll announce more on SmackDown. That doesn't seem like a lot for a big 5 or big 4, however you want to categorize them now.
well, I mean, 2 of them are survivors or war games.
True.
So that's at least 30 minutes for the match on top of ring intros and shenanigans. So you're looking at probably 2 hours worth of war games matches right there.
They probably both run like 30 minutes, probably.
Yeah, but with entrances and if something happens after the main event match.
True. I still don't like the fact why they couldn't throw some traditional Survivor Series matches in there.
Yeah.
Instead of having these random singles matches. I mean, it's a small nitpick. But number 1 they got listed on this is Gunther versus The Miz for the Intercontinental Championship.
Miz gave Gunther their work last night.
Yeah, he did. I was surprised. I didn't know you had it in you, Miz. Look
Gunther's
at
gonna
you.
beat his ass. Miz is not beating Gunther. I wouldn't mind if he did, but I got Gunther.
You said you wouldn't mind if he did?
No, I would actually love it if the Miz won.
Why?
Why not? Give
He's
Miz his flowers.
I don't like Miz's face. It's always awkward for some reason.
He in the face. He hit the man in the nuts last night.
I mean,
that's not a face. People are just cheering for him because they respect him now.
He's giving facey promos though. But maybe they're just doing it for this feud. But yeah, Gunther's about to put pause on him. I got Gunther as well. And the next match they got listed is Rhea Ripley versus Zoe Starks for the Women's World Championship.
Waste of time.
You don't think Zoe got it in her?
Zoe ain't got a shot in hell.
Hey, man, you can't sleep on Zoe like that. She might upset the world or shock the world.
That's me sleeping on
it. So I'm going on a limb and say you got Rhea in this one.
Yes. Mommy's always on top.
That's a provocative line, she says, if you think about it.
But she know what she's doing.
I digress. I got Rhea as well. And also we have Carlito versus Santos Escobar in just a straight up singles match.
Santos gonna whoop that ass. Carlito's comeback is not good.
He's just been there. I mean,
because Carlito was never that good of a wrestler.
I was never the biggest Carlito fan. That's like,
yeah.
Go ahead.
He had cool hair and he spit an apple, and he said little shit like that's not cool. But like, name a good Carlito feud and match from his first run.
Then he stabbed John Cena.
Did he stab him? I don't know if he stabbed him or not.
That's what they alluded to, didn't they?
Talking about in real life?
No, when he like debuted, like wasn't it close to debut? He stabbed John Cena or some crazy.
I can't remember that far back. Not for Carlito. I can't anyway.
Like he's like represents the time where I'm like I was waiting off to watch wrestling. I'm like, all right, man, I don't know what's going on here. Him spitting out apples and then Eugene and all of that. I'm like, all
right. I was just never Carlito never did it for me.
But yeah, I think Santos got this as well. I mean, I feel like Carlito came back to be a good hand. Maybe he's doing backstage stuff. I don't know if he's producing backstage, but like you said, his comeback has been very lukewarm, to say the least. But we both got Carlito in this one. Next match, the Women's War Games. Bianca Belair, Charlotte Flair, Shotzi, Becky Lynch versus Damage Control, which consists of Bayley, Asuka, Io Sky, and Kairi Sane. What do you think?
I feel like Damage Control is going to win.
Yeah? Why?
Because I think the faces are going to win the main event. So you can't have both heels win. Just for that purpose, I think Damage Control wins.
That's I mean, why not? You can have both of the heels win.
I mean, you can, but I don't think they will. I don't know. I think it'd be a big feather in the cap of Damage Control if they beat Becky, Charlotte, and Bianca. Yeah, I know they got Shotzi and they'll probably make her be the one tap out, but Becky, Charlotte, and Bianca's a hell of a fucking threesome on the other side. And for you to beat them, that puts your faction over.
Okay, so I think Damage Control is gonna win too. I'm thinking, but I'm gonna be a contrarian and choose the opposite. I think the other team's gonna win, and I think Bailey is gonna cost Damage Control the win, and they're gonna kick her out. Maybe not at Survivor Series, but they're gonna use that as the catalyst to kick her out because she's gonna cost the team to win.
Kick her out of her own fucking group like she's Edge.
And look what happened to that situation.
Yeah.
Men's War Games match. Cody Rhodes, Seth freaking Rollins, Jey Uso, Sami Zayn, and a returning Randall Keith Orton. Or is it Kendall Orton? I don't know.
Keith.
I just might have made his middle name up. You just
Keith.
corrected me. Keith.
Yep.
Versus the Judgment Day, which consists of Damian Priest, Finn Balor, Dirty Dominic, JD McDonough, and also joining them is Drew McIntyre.
JBD McDonough and Shotzi. Those are going to be the two people that take the L. And those, coincidentally, are the two people that don't belong in this fucking match. Because when you name all the people on each team, those two stand out.
You don't think Dirty Dom could take the pin?
Nah. He could, but he ain't.
I don't know. I think I'm gonna go opposite on you with this one. I think the Judgment Day wins this one, and they keep the momentum going. Something happens. Something weird happens. Like you said, maybe Randy turns on Jay, give him a receipt, or maybe he turns on. You said Cody. Maybe he turns on Cody and sets up the next feud going into Rumble and whatnot. Or maybe he gets back on Jay, like you talked about earlier, how they beat him down to send him out of the company.
Dating back to last year's Survivor Series, projecting that the men are in the main event this year. Main event Jey Uso has main evented 4 of the last 5 major PLEs.
Oh, yeah.
The only one he didn't was the Rumble.
Yeah.
I mean the big 4. Royal Rumble, WrestleMania, Survivor Series, and SummerSlam. The only one he hasn't main evented was Royal Rumble, but he's main evented Survivor Series twice.
Yeah.
Out there.
And call main event Jay for no reason. Like you said, if
That's
you include
crazy, right?
Yeah. If you include the big 5, like the Money in the Bank, a lot of people like to put that in the fold now. Didn't he main event that in a tag match?
Yeah, that's the one they beat Roman and Solo in, right?
Yeah. So hey, 4 out of 5 ain't bad. Even though it ain't all of them are solo matches, but still in a big spot. But what do you think is gonna steal the show tonight?
For Survivor Series, probably the women's Survivor Series match. I think it'll be good if we just ignore Shotzi.
You don't like Shotzi?
No.
She doesn't bother me.
And that's how I feel about her too. I don't even have to elaborate on it. Just no, I don't like her.
She doesn't bother me.
She bothers me. She just watching her run to the ring the other night. That little Hellraiser pinhead haircut she's got.
You hating on her because of her haircut.
It's her haircut. I don't think she's good. And I'm not hating on her. Like, good for her. She's fucking in the Survivor Series match at WWE, but I'm just not a fan. It can be like that. It can be all right.
Hey, man, you have the right to like what you like.
I'd rather they put Blair Davenport in that spot.
Nah, she ain't ready yet.
Yeah, she is. She's more ready than Shotzi.
Hey, we're about to see if Shotzi's going to swim or sink. Yeah, but
Thea
5
Hill and
matches.
Jason Jane just did the most awkward fucking ring entrance I've ever seen.
Who?
Thea Hill and JC Jane.
Uh,
They're like trying to be sexy.
mm,
I always thought JC Jane like tries too hard to be like seductive, and
mhm.
she just did it again. And now she's got Thea Hill doing it.
Yeah, she swings her hip a little bit too hard. I think
Right.
I think she's trying too hard. Like it was natural with Mandy and
Gigi.
Gigi, yeah. But
And now
yeah,
she's got Thea Hill trying to do it. And it
like
just doesn't.
19 years old. She just had her period the other day.
Man, leave that girl alone.
Uh,
Let's talk about the NFL, EJ. I got the picks. We just went over the record. You got me by what? 20 games now? 17, some shit like that.
yeah, yeah, just a little under 20.
All right. This is my week where I start coming back. Here we go. Like my boy Dax said, here we go.
I mean, it's week 12. We got about 5 weeks left.
6. Yep. The Green Bay Packers travel to Detroit to take on the Lions at 12:30 Eastern on Thanksgiving Day. I fucking love it.
I got the Lions.
Go, Pack, go. That was for you, Marty. I hate the
All right.
fucking Packers. I can't believe I said that. I was just thinking about clipping it and sending it to him, but then I don't want him to have video of me saying that shit.
I'll clip it and send it to him.
Don't do that. Don't be like. The Commanders of Washington travel to Arlington to take on America's team, the Dallas Cowboys.
Oh, come on. Yeah, we didn't have to say it. We both got the Cowboys in this one.
Yep. San Francisco at 8:20 Thursday night. Oh, it's going to be a good one. San Francisco travels to Seattle. A primetime game in Seattle to take on the Seahawks.
Who you got?
Seahawks with the upset.
I do not have the Seahawks. They pissed me off and caused me a win last week, losing to the lowly LA Rams. I got the 49ers.
The reason that the Seahawks lost to the LA Rams is why I pick them, because when you play in division, anything can happen. And this game is in Seattle. Strange things happens in Seattle, especially at nighttime. Oh boy, Teddy Bridgewater. Teddy and DK Metcalf going to go off in this game.
I mean, I don't know what Geno's health looking like. That's one of the reasons they lost.
Did I say Teddy? I said Teddy Bridgewater. Geno Smith.
Oh, I thought you may have known something I didn't know. I was
No,
just letting you cook.
sorry.
I was letting you cook.
I meant Geno.
Wrong black guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know his health because he had to go out for a couple series, and Drew Lock is a bum, and that's I think that's the reason why they lost. But if Geno Smith is healthy, they have a shot. But I'm still not picking them.
The Miami Dolphins on Black Friday travel to New York to take on the Jets. Jets.
Wow.
3 o'clock. 3 o'clock game on a Friday afternoon. I like that.
Weird.
Yeah.
I got the Dolphins. Stick a nail in the coffin of the Jets. I don't think Rodgers is gonna come back because they're not gonna be in contention.
I think that fairy tale's over. Zach Wilson's moved down to the third string quarterback. When you move your starter to third string, you don't have a quarterback. So give me the Dolphins. Sunday, 1 p.m. Ooh. I wonder if I should try to see about tickets to this game. The New Orleans Saints take on the Atlanta Falcons here in ATL. Ho.
This is a tough one. Who's the Falcons quarterback? Is it still Desmond?
Yep.
And the Saints are coming off a bye week. Maybe the Falcons play. They may be coming off a bye week as well.
They were on a bye also.
This is tough. Let me go with the hometown team. Give me the Falcons.
I'll take the Saints. All right. Your next game, you have the Pittsburgh Steelers, after firing their offensive coordinator, traveling to Cincinnati to take on the Joe Burrow-less Bengals.
Yeah, for that fact, I can't take the Bengals. Give me the Steelers.
I want to pick the Bengals, but we'll pick the Steelers. I don't know who the Bengals backup is. The Jacksonville Jaguars travel to Houston to take on the 6-4 Texans.
Woo.
CJ Stroud down there cooking in H-Town.
I might be foolish for this because my head says the Jags gonna win, but give me Houston, man, with the upset.
I'll take the Jaguars.
I won't be surprised if I get that pick wrong. What we got next?
Tampa Bay Buccaneers travel to Indianapolis to take on the Colts.
Man, this is a terrible game, but I guess I'll take Tampa Bay.
Give me the Colts.
You got the Colts?
Mm-hmm. Here's a shitty game. The New England Patriots travel to East Rutherford, New Jersey to take on the Giants.
I guess I'll take the Giants.
I'll take the Patriots. Danny DeVito's still starting, right? Yeah. The Carolina Panthers at 1-9 travel to Tennessee to take on the Titans.
Who's the Titans quarterback?
It's your boy, isn't it? Tannehill?
I don't know if he's. Now, let me do some quick research because if he's not the quarterback, then I'm not picking him. I feel like that's a team where the quarterback's never healthy. Is Tannehill starting? Because I don't know if he played this because they got mollywopped by the Jaguars. I don't know if he's playing or not. But let me inactive. Who? Oh, he's inactive. And who they playing again? You said?
Tennessee is playing against the Panthers.
Panthers are just so bad under discipline. I'll just take the hometown team. I'm not confident in this pick though. I'll take the Titans.
I'll take Tennessee also.
I won't be shocked if the Panthers win though.
The Los Angeles Rams travel to Arizona to take on the new and improved Arizona Cardinals with Kyler Murray.
They still lost though, didn't they? This past weekend.
Did they? I thought they won when he came back. Or was that last week?
Look it up right now. I don't see the Cardinals for the picks last week, so I'm gonna say that they lost.
Maybe they were on a bye.
I didn't even know Kyler Murray was gonna be back. These are some hard games to pick.
Yeah, he came back 2 weeks ago.
What's their record again?
Oh shit! Yeah, you're asking a lot right now. Arizona Cardinals record. They couldn't have won more than 3 games. They're 2-9. They lost to the Texans last week, 6-4. Texans.
What was the score of that game?
21-16.
I guess give me the Rams, but I'm not confident in this pick either.
Yeah, Stafford's back, right? But what about Cooper Kupp?
Stafford's back, but he didn't light up the world against the Seahawks. So that's what I'm saying. I'm not confident in this pick at all.
I'll take the Rams also. Let me go check on my boy Cooper Kupp because I got him in 2 fantasy leagues. But I'll take the Rams. You got Cleveland Browns traveling to Denver to take on the Broncos. Give me the Broncos, man. The Broncos just beat everybody lately.
Yeah, I got the Broncos as well. Cleveland doesn't have a quarterback anymore.
Or running back.
Yeah, well, they've been out him the whole season.
And Cooper Kupp's got an ankle sprain. The Kansas City Chiefs, fresh off their loss to the Eagles, travel to Las Vegas a week before I'll be there to take on the Raiders.
Hey, I think Mahomes about to put his own Vegas show out there. He's salty after his receivers dropping balls left and right.
And what can he do? He can't do anything else but throw the ball even more accurate to him. He ain't gonna have a choice.
He's gonna start throwing the ball himself.
I got the Chiefs.
Yep, we both got the Chiefs.
I don't feel bad for him. Those are the same receivers he had last year when they won the Super Bowl. I ain't trying to hear that shit.
What happened to the guy who
Juju,
used to play for the
Juju,
Steelers?
Juju Smith-Schuster.
Yeah, Juju.
Yeah, Juju on that beat is that he got the Super Bowl. He left.
Yeah, he don't have the same receiver.
Okay, so they're missing Juju Smith-Schuster, who wasn't that
That's
good.
still big. Travis Kelce can't do it all, even though he
Well,
was dropping past himself.
Mahomes is supposed to be Jesus in cleats. I ain't trying to hear that shit.
I mean, if I could see if he was throwing interceptions, well, he did throw some interceptions, but if I could see if the receivers weren't dropping it, he can't tell the receivers not to drop balls. Like, I don't put that on him.
It is what it is. They thought that he was so good that he didn't need good receivers. He just needed a tight end and a bunch of motherfuckers that worked at SunTrust Bank last week. And now it's showing that you do need help as a quarterback. Quarterbacks can't make receivers better. They can throw people open. They can tell them which way to go. But if a guy can't catch, he can't catch. It don't matter who the quarterback is. And that's what's being proven right now.
Man, I'm sure heads are gonna roll this offseason and they'll shore that up.
The Buffalo Bills travel to Philadelphia to take on the team with the best record in the NFL, the Philadelphia Eagles.
Yeah, I hope you don't pick who I think you're gonna pick because Josh Allen is not trustworthy. I'm picking Philadelphia.
Yeah, I'm picking the Eagles too because Josh Allen sucks.
Oh, you had me worried. I thought you were just gonna do a catch-up pick to try to pick the Bills.
No, and then I'm throwing a juju on the Eagles because usually, the one time I picked them, they lost. Well, I'm 1-for-1 when I picked them. The Baltimore Ravens travel to LA to take on the Chargers at SoFi Stadium at 8:20 Eastern time on Sunday Night Football.
Give me Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens. About to call them the Baltimore Colts. They ain't playing Baltimore since I've been born.
I'll take the Ravens also.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with the Chargers. I keep hearing Justin Herbert is the best young quarterback in the league, or one of the best young quarterbacks in the league.
Their offense coordinator sucks. I know that.
I don't know. Looking a little shaky there. Is that a Sunday night game or a Monday night game?
It was Sunday. And then Monday Night Football, the Bears and the Vikings.
Yeah, Justin Field played well, but it still lost.
Mm-hmm.
And this is in Minneapolis.
Yep.
Give me the Vikings.
I'll take the Bears because it's in Minneapolis. That means it's on turf, and I don't think they're going to be able to catch up with Justin Fields. If you got him in fantasy, I'd start him this week.
There's a lot of games that could go either way. So if I just completely shit the bed, this is your week to catch up.
Yeah. It's going to be a good week of football, EJ.
Featured Thursday night Thanksgiving turkey game with our Cowboys, which is always a good thing.
Oh, yeah. I'm a big fan of the Thursday football. Big fan of Thursday football. And
then next week, Cowboys play another Thursday game, which they've been made a tradition lately, which I'm not mad at.
Yeah, I don't know if I like it.
Why not?
I don't know. It just seems weird that they make them play. Like, I don't know, it just seems weird. Fuck me.
NXT happenings.
No, I'm looking at the schedule for football. I had no idea the Cowboys play Saturday night, New Year's Eve weekend.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I just booked plans for my New Year's like an hour and a half ago. Now I'd be like, well, you only got to watch the Cowboys game, so it'll be over at 11:30. We'll figure that out. But yeah, you got anything you want to add, EJ, before we get up out of here?
Shout out to listeners out there and then everybody chiming in on social media with those questions. Like you said earlier, we'll make that a thing that happens regularly every now and then.
Yeah, I just saw we got a couple questions that came in on Instagram that I didn't see, but maybe we'll get to those at another time. My bad, I didn't mean to cut you off, but yeah, talking about the questions.
Yeah. So yeah, shout out to y'all for that. And then I know you'll be on 80 Proof. It's coming up Thursday. Y'all now on YouTube, so subscribe to that. Subscribe to our YouTube page. We got that going. We're gonna start dropping episodes on there regularly. I'm trying to make it on Wednesday to be a regular thing, so y'all could view those once we release this. Now we'll also be releasing Haymaker MMA this week too. Give the eulogy to Bellator, and that's all I got.
Like EJ said, shout out to the listeners, shout out to everybody that asked questions. Peteopolis, Nico Dad, Robert Custis, and Chris White Sox. Until next week, this is Boo to the Face. Peace.
Leg drop, boot to the face, we won't fold. Quick to put a dude in